Most people find it nearly impossible to eat a meal without watching a video, or walk for 10 minutes without a podcast or music playing. Background stimulation has become the default setting for our daily lives. Yet, despite this constant input, picking up a book or starting a work project feels physically heavy. You might feel too drained to focus on a simple task, while somehow maintaining the energy to scroll through a social feed for 2 hours straight. After hours of consuming rapid-fire content, that fatigue remains. Your brain has processed thousands of images and sounds, but instead of feeling satisfied, you're left with a sense of mental emptiness. This cycle often leads to the conclusion that we're just naturally lazy or broken. In reality, your brain is simply performing pattern recognition based on what you've repeatedly fed it. Your internal reward systems are doing exactly what they evolved to do, responding to a high-stimulation environment with survival instincts that haven't changed in thousands of years. This graph illustrates your dopamine baseline, the minimum stimulation your brain requires to feel motivated. When you flood your nervous system with high-intensity digital rewards, this baseline shifts upward. Once elevated, normal willpower struggles to bridge the gap and trigger action. Dopamine functions as the essential biological engine of human behavior, driving us to seek goals, learn skills, and navigate our environment. In an ancient environment, triggering a dopamine release required immense effort. To get a reward, you had to track an animal for days, build a shelter, or solve survival problems over long periods of time. Modern life delivers those same neurochemical hits instantly. A single swipe provides a concentrated burst of stimulation with zero physical or mental investment. We are essentially navigating a digital world using ancient survival software that was never intended to handle unlimited, effortless rewards. The primary hook in modern technology is a psychological mechanism called variable reward. Every time you refresh a feed or click a notification, you get an unpredictable hit of novelty. Sometimes the content is interesting, most of the time it's not. Because your brain cannot predict when the next interesting thing will appear, it remains in a state of hypervigilance, constantly scanning for the next payoff. This uncertainty creates a subconscious checking loop, where you reach for your phone without a conscious plan to do so. This cycle effectively turns your devices into pocket slot machines, gradually fracturing your capacity for sustained attention. To survive a constant flood of intense stimulation, your brain employs a defense mechanism called neuroadaptation, permanently raising its reward threshold to prevent the system from being overwhelmed. It's similar to how we process taste. If you drink soda every day, a strawberry suddenly tastes bland. Your tongue hasn't changed, but your brain's threshold for sweetness has moved. In daily life, this means that once your brain expects hyperstimulation, slower activities like deep work, reading, or quiet time feel physically uncomfortable. The difficulty we have with focus is often less about laziness and more about a state of reduced reward sensitivity. This process can be reversed through neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to reorganize itself and lower its dopamine baseline back to a healthy level. Relying on a sudden burst of discipline rarely works because willpower is easily exhausted by an environment designed to distract you. A more sustainable strategy involves designing your physical space to add friction to distractions, like keeping your phone in a different room, while removing friction from the tasks that matter. A biological reset succeeds when you build automatic systems that make the right choice the easiest one, rather than fighting a new battle of will. Lowering your baseline is most effective when done in phases over 30 days. Moving from maximum stimulation to zero stimulation instantly usually causes the brain to rebel, leading to a quick relapse. Week 1 focuses on aggressively eliminating short-form content. These rapid-fire hits train your brain to expect constant change. During Week 2, ordinary tasks may feel more boring. This is a withdrawal phase where your brain adjusts and your threshold normalizes. By Week 3, you replace digital loops with slower, rewarding behaviors, like deep reading, writing in a journal, or physical exercise. These activities retrain your reward pathways to appreciate slower gains. Intentionally embracing moments of boredom gives your brain the processing room it needs to develop deeper thoughts and rebuild its tolerance for mental effort. Restoring your neurological sensitivity allows simple, everyday experiences to feel genuinely rich and rewarding again. Protecting your dopamine baseline returns control of your attention to your own hands. In a world designed to hijack your focus, the ability to direct your mind voluntarily becomes a decisive advantage in everything you do.